Okay, so I'm going to show you some alternative way we can do this. All right, it's going to be same. We are going to utilize the substitution method over here, same as the one that you see over here. But I'm going to show you something interesting. All right. Now, if you notice here, I make X the subject, correct or not? But some of you might wonder, teacher, can I make Y the subject instead of X? The answer is yes. All right, you can do that. All right, so let's try. Let's see what's going to happen. Okay, so again, I have my equation 1 and equation 2. So instead of making X the subject, I'm going to make Y the subject now. So I want to rearrange, okay, equation 1 to make Y the subject. All right, you can also do that as well. Okay, it's the same thing, just might take some longer way. So my equation 1 is what? My equation 1 is x plus 3y equals to 25. If I want to make y the subject, that's gonna give me y is equals to 25 minus x, and everything over here, that's gonna over 3. Okay, so I have already made y the subject. So I will call this over here R1 because I have rearranged equation 1. So let's see what's gonna happen next. Okay, so now I'm gonna say substitute. All right, R1 to equation number 2. All right, now let's see what's going to happen. Now over here, why in the earlier example I did not make y the subject? Because if you look over here, we are dealing with fractions. You know, when you're dealing with fractions, there might be, you know, complication when we're dealing with algebraic fractions. So it's much more easier to deal with, you know, a linear equation, which is going to be much more easier to deal with. Okay, but just to show you that this is not impossible, it's possible to do as well. So when we substitute, it's going to look something like this. So in my equation 2, that's going to be 4x and it's equals to 3y plus 10. Okay, so what do I have here? So my 4x is going to remain as 4x. My 3y, my 3 is going to be 3. My y is going to be this now, okay? Because this guy is going to go into here. So this y is going to be a big one. That's going to be 25 minus x over 3. Close back the bracket. Okay? And everything over here is going to be plus 10. Okay? Now we're going to solve this. Right? Because same concept. You see, I have only one type of unknown, which is my x over here. So same type of concept. So let's solve this. So how do I solve this over here? Alright, multiply. I have a common factor which I can cancel out. So what do I get? 4x, that's gonna equals to 25 minus x plus 10. I can collect like terms. So I will get 4x plus x, that's gonna equals to 25 plus 10, right? So I can solve this by getting 5x, and that's gonna equals to 35, and true enough, my x value, that's gonna be 7. True, right? It's the same thing, okay? Same thing, okay? So since I know x is equal to 7, right, which you can compare over here, again, I can call this equation 3 right now, and then we will do the same thing. Substitute. Substitute equation 3 to, let's see, where do I want to put this, okay? Now let's put to R1 because I want to find y now, alright? Again, I want to take this opportunity to remind everyone again, it doesn't matter where you put, it's going to be the same thing, alright? You're gonna get the same answer regardless you put to 1, 2 or R1, okay? So I'm going to put R1 because it's over here, it's nicely arranged for me, that's what I want to find. So let's just solve this very quickly. So R1 equation, that's going to be y, which is the thing I want to find. That's going to be 25 minus my x value, which is 7. All right, I substitute it directly. And everything over here, it's going to over 3. Okay, we can solve this very fast. Alright, 25 minus 7, that's going to give me 18. 18 divided by 3, and true enough, that will give me 6. Okay, which exactly is the answer over here. Alright, same thing, right? Same thing. Looks slightly different, but same thing over here. Okay, so it doesn't matter you make X or Y the subject, it's going to be the same answer. But do choose the unknown that you can deal with easier, right? Like for this case, it's going to be a linear equation. It's going to be easier to deal with, all right? Now, what about another way? Okay, I can use another substitution method, but I will rearrange the formula in such a way. So if you notice over here, there's 3y over here and there's 3y over here. And I can utilize this information, all right, for my advantage. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to rearrange the formula. I'm going to rearrange equation 1 to make 3y the subject. You can also do like this, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, you can also do like this. You can make 3y the subject instead. So my equation 1, that's going to be x plus 3y, that's going to equals to 25. And if I want to make 3y the subject, that's going to give me 3y, that's equals to 25 minus x. So this one over here, I have modified equation 1, so I will call this R1, alright, because I have already rearranged equation 1. So same thing over here, because this is 3y, which is the same as this, so I can substitute this. I can say now, I want to substitute R1 to equation number 2. Alright, my equation 2 is written as 4x equals to 3y plus 10. Okay, so what will happen to this value of 3y? This whole thing will become this. Alright, so this whole thing over here will become 3y, because this whole thing is equals to 3y. Can you see that? I can utilize this to my advantage. Alright, so let's see what's going to happen. So I have 4x over here. 3y, what's my 3y? That's going to be 25 minus x. And everything, don't forget this 10, that's plus 10. Okay, now I can rearrange this again to collect like terms. So I will get 4x, move over, then I will get plus x. That's going to equals to 25 plus 10. Alright, let's solve this. So this will give me 5x and this will give me 35. And x over here, once again, that will give me 7. See? The same thing over here, right? See? Many different ways, but will all lead to the same answer. Alright. And of course, since we have already done this, it's the same like over here. We can just quickly solve this. Alright, again, let's do this. Substitute equation 3, which is this guy over here, to, where do I want to put it? Alright, since I want to find my y right here, so up to you where do you want to put, doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter at all. So let's just say I want to put to 1 right now. Okay, so let's do that. So what's my equation 1? That's going to be x plus 3y, and that's equals to 25. I know my x value is actually 7 because I have found it. Okay, so right now what can I do with this 3y? Alright, I want to find y over here, so I can rearrange this. So this guy will stay here, so 3y is going to equals to 25 minus 7, and that will give me 18, right? So over here, 3y is going to give me 18. And true enough, when you divide them, and you will get 6 now. Alright, that's your final answer. So you see over here, these three over here are all the same questions, and we are using substitution technique to solve for simultaneous equation, and it's the same thing. So you can either make x a subject or you can make y the subject, or if you see something in common over here, you can make that the subject. All right, so that you can solve your simultaneous equation problem easily. So choose, whichever method is easier for you. All right, so that's all. Thank you.